Hi everyone, and welcome to our platform called Gretchen and Pam on Property, where we engage you on all things property and where you can engage us on all things property. My name is Gretchen and I'm from the STBB Bedfordview branch, and this is my friend and trusted colleague Pamela, and she's from the Ilova branch.
Hello guys, welcome.
So today we are going to be talking to you about compliance certificates.
And you ask yourself, what are compliance certificates? Where do they factor into a sale agreement? So one of the obligations of the seller in a transaction or a transfer is that they need to deliver compliance certificate to the purchaser before we actually lodge at the deeds office. And these compliance certificates are obviously issued in terms of the Occupational Health and Safety Act. And this is an obligation on the seller. There are three standard ones, which are applicable all around across the board in the country whenever you're buying or you're selling a property. And this is obviously based on what is applicable on your property. It's the electrical compliance certificate, it's the electrical fence certificate, it's the gas certificate. And remember, so obviously this is applicable only if you do have an electric fence. If you don't have one, it won't be applicable. Or if you don't have gas on your property, it won't be applicable. But on an improved property, the ECC is always applicable.
Yes, so like Pamela mentioned, that's for the whole country. But if you're staying in KwaZulu-Natal, in addition to those certificates, you'll also get, and this is a bit of a tongue twister, Pamela, it's called an emphalogical certificate.
Got it!
So in layman's terms, you can also refer to it as a beetle certificate, and it's just to confirm that there's no insect infestation on the property. Yeah, Pamela, and I mean, you've done quite a bit of transfers in the Western Cape. In addition to what we've mentioned as the electrical compliance certificate, gas compliance certificate, and electrical fence compliance certificate, what extra compliance certificate is applicable in the Western Cape?
So if the property is based and the property that you're buying or you're selling is situated in the Western Cape, part of their bylaws is that a plumbing certificate is applicable there, so the seller will have to attend to that too, in addition to the ones that we mentioned earlier on. And in practice, obviously, you ask yourself, how do we follow up on this? Because this is guided by the law, we have to make sure that these are in place before we even decide to make the decision that we're ready to lodge. This is one of the things we need to tick off our to-do list and things to follow up on.
Right, so as conveyances, as you obviously mentioned, and I think the thing is just to also understand for our audience out there is you cannot contract out of this.
Yeah.
Like you said, in terms of our laws and bylaws, these things are compulsory.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I think, if you have any questions on compliance certificates and if you want to understand further, and you want to know what is applicable on your property, or you entering into a sale agreement, contact Gretchen and I. We're more than happy to assist. We're more than happy to take your questions and engage you on this thing and make you clear on which compliance certificates will be applicable depending on where you're situated, depending on where your property, what is on your property, and so we'll guide you through that.
And that's another episode on Gretchen and Pam on property, where we engage you on all things property. And if you've got any questions, please engage with us. Phone us, email us. We are so ready to take your questions. Have a lovely day further and keep well. Bye.
Cheers.